It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl today. 2 outstanding elementary schools here to play our game. Let's meet them right now. From North Forestville Elementary, please say hello to Anaya Green, Terrell Grant, and Jocelyn Mundy. And from Woodridge Elementary, here they are, Fareed Cruz, Edwin Gamez, and Jennifer Benitez. And now here are the categories of questions that we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with the easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points, the tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest question of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points, no penalties ever for incorrect answers. Then to the 2 rounds today, one of these good-looking schools will come back to play our game again and advance in our competition. Let's make sure everything's working properly. Let's go over to the red team, and Terrell, would you try your buzzer for us? Thank you, young man. Good luck to you, to Jocelyn, and to Anaya. Let's go to Woodridge now, and would you try your buzzer, Edwin? All right, it too seems to be in good shape, and good luck to you, to Jennifer and Fareed. Are we ready? Let's play it for real. All right, we go alphabetically N before W, so North Forestville, Terrell, start the game.
I get green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, this plant that has very few leaves is known as Russian thistle in Asia. It was imported to this country, and now we know it as a plant that rolls down the roads in the West, and we associate it with the desert. Name that plant. North Forestville.
Tumbleweeds.
Tumbleweeds, the tumblin' tumbleweed. That's right. Remarkable at reproducing and spreading its seeds around. Go, Terrell.
May I have body systems for 10, please?
Body systems for 10 points, you may indeed. Teams, this body part, even though it has no taste buds, people who like candy, they swear that they have a sweet what? North Forestville?
Tooth.
Tooth, sweet tooth, that's right. I'm guilty of that too. Go red.
May we have body systems for 15?
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, what body system would be causing you problems if you went to see an orthopedist? What body system, Terrell?
Feet.
More specifically, what body system? Help them out, ladies. Judges, am I correct in asking for more? Yes.
Come on. Your feet.
Woodridge, can you tell me what body system would be causing you problems if you went to see an orthopedist?
Okay. The toes?
Skeletal system. Bones. Bones and skeletons. That's what the feet, the toes are made of. Sorry you weren't able to pull that out for me. Try again, Red.
May I have Zoo Parade for 15, please?
Zoo Parade, 15 points. Teams, before white mice and rats came along, what rodent was always thought of as the subject of scientific experimentation? Woodridge.
Hamster?
Not a hamster. Good try. What rodent has long been thought of as the scientific experimental animal? What rodent? Yes, sir.
Rabbits?
Guinea pigs. If you're a guinea pig, I'll be the guinea pig. I'll try it. Sure. Okay, you're the experimental subject. Try again, Red. Terrell.
Let's get physical for 15.
Let's get physical for 15 points. Teams, after Halloween, you got that pumpkin? One of the most satisfying things is to chuck a pumpkin. You get a catapult. You put it on the end. It's got a lot of potential energy. You cut the rope. It goes flying. It changes into what kind of energy? Terrell.
Kinetic energy.
That's what I want to hear, kinetic energy. Thanks, Anaya. Good assist there. All right, North Forestville, you're rolling up the points. Where next?
May I have science potpourri for 15, please?
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, if you take a cauliflower that you bring home from the Safeway, and you take a slice of it, and you put it into a nutrient solution, a lot of times it will grow into an identical copy of the original cauliflower, making it a what? Making it a what, Forestville?
Clone.
A clone, that's it, absolutely. Come on, Edwin, you got to jump on that buzzer. They've been nudging you over there. You got to push it. No penalties for incorrect answers. Go red.
May I have Dateline Science for 15, please?
Dateline for 15. Teams, back in the 1800s, if they had Twitter, at TAE light bulb might have been the Twitter handle for what man who invented the light bulb? Woodridge?
Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison, TAE, Thomas Alva Edison, Fareed said. All right, now we're cooking. Go, green.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, instead of using the whirls and swirls of the skin to do this, police now for identification use the nucleotides of DNA to do what process? Fingerprinting. It's called DNA fingerprinting. Try again, green.
Dateline Science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. This is a strange question. Back in 1752, the King of Sweden received as a gift, imagine getting this as a gift, the fetus of an elephant in a jar. For the next 350 years, everybody believed it was an Asian elephant, but recent DNA tests show that it's not an Asian elephant, it's this kind of elephant. Terrell.
African.
African, yeah, it's an African element. Far different in body structure than the Asian. Go red.
May I have Let's Get Physical for 10, please?
Get physical for 10 points. Teams, the meteors of meteor showers like the Geminids and the Perseids aren't meteors, but they are debris from these other kinds of celestial objects that fly by the sun and get vaporized and oftentimes develop a tail. All right, Woodridge.
Comet.
Comet, that's it, Edwin, indeed. All right, the buzzer has rung. We've come to the end of the first round of Science Bowl. Let's check that score. Woodridge 75, North Forestville 115. We'll be back with round 2 in just a moment. Don't go away.
Hello, I'm Tom Selleck. In every generation, men and women have come forward to fight for freedom and defend our liberty. Over 58,000 of them are named on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Join me in supporting a new campaign to build an education center near the wall to tell their stories and teach about the values of those who have served in the past and who serve today. Learn how you can help. Thank you.
And welcome back to Science Bowl. So nice to have you here today. Thank you for spending a part of your time with me and 6 outstanding young people. Let's find out a little bit about each of them. Let's go to North Forestville and Terrell. You guys have started out really well. How'd you prepare for Science Bowl?
Miss Lamont said that we'll have meetings every Thursday, but it turned out when it got closer to the Science Bowl, we started having practice every day during lunch and after lunch and before lunch. And
wow.
She gave us a paper that keys, nouns and stuff, and verbs and prefix and stuff to help us to get prepared, and we studied with each other. And we had practice like this.
Well, it's paying off. And obviously you did your homework, and that works in life, no, if it's science ball or anything else. Let's step back a moment. Miss Lamond is the sponsor of your team.
Yes.
And she's been with Science Bowl for many, many years, and we appreciate all of her efforts. And Terrell, tell us who the principal of your school is.
Miss McMillan.
And she's out there rooting for you. And I know you've got an alternate on the team. Who's that?
Simone Pruden.
And Simone will be out in just a few moments. You're wearing your school uniforms now today.
Yes, sir.
You look really good. Tell me, Terrell, what you like best about North Forestville. What do you like to brag about?
Well, our teachers are outstanding, and our memo is that Falcons fly higher.
Falcons fly higher. All right, you're soaring up there today. Tell me about Terrell. I know you like lots of different sports. What's your favorite?
Football and basketball.
And you'd like to do those professionally someday. And if that doesn't work out, what's your plan B?
A lawyer or entrepreneur.
Yeah, this young man, he's got it going on. He's got it together, and he's only in the 6th grade. Boy, outstanding young man. Jocelyn, nice to have you with us today. This young lady sings, and she acts, and she plays soccer. She does it all, also just in the 6th grade. Tell us what you like to, what's your favorite thing to do, Jocelyn?
I like acting the best.
Yeah. Now, do you like to do dramatic acting or comedic acting? Do you like to make people cry or laugh?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Yeah, I like that answer. Always be versatile. Tell me why you wanted to be on the Science Bowl.
Well, I like to be a good person that knows science a lot. Because if acting doesn't work for me, I'll probably be a chemist.
That's right. So another option for you. So you, again, like Terrell, have a lot of things in your favor, as does Anaya. You've come up with some great answers here. You obviously know a lot about science. Do you read a lot? Yeah, that is obvious to me. And what is it you'd like to do someday when you get older?
Well, I want to be a crime scene investigator.
Crime scene investigator. Now, you like that program CSI, don't you? And I think there are a number of different versions of CSI. It started out just one, I think, in Las Vegas, and then there's one in New York and Miami, and they always solve it within 1 hour. But you need a lot of good science, and I can see you being real successful with that. Nice to have you with us today. Woodridge, nice to have you guys here. You're also wearing your school uniforms over there. Farid's having a good time. He's waving to his mom already out there. Somebody at home. Good to have you here. Edwin, tell us about Woodridge. Who's your principal?
Our principal is Mrs. Harris.
Mrs. Harris, and I know she is very much behind you. And the sponsor of your team?
The sponsor of our team is Miss Sabri.
Miss Sabri, and Miss Sabri has been so enthused about Science Bowl. She couldn't wait to get you here this year. She helped us judge former games, and she's just a great lady. And she and Miss Lamond both just have Science Bowl in their blood. They know how to do this. Edwin, tell us about any alternate on your team.
The alternate of our team is Kevin Herbert.
Kevin will be out in just a few moments with Miss Sabri. And I'll ask you what I asked Terrell. One of the best things about Woodridge is?
One of the best things about Woodridge is our activities, our after-school activities, our in-class activities. We have a lot of activities like soccer club, the science club. We got Destination Imagination, Imagine Learning, and it's just so much.
Sounds great. I want to sign up, but I'm too old. Sounds like a great school. Edwin, what do you want to do someday?
I want to become a video game designer.
Yeah, and you like to play video games now, don't you?
Yes.
And I like your spirit. You're a good captain. Good to have you here. Now, you're a 6th grader.
Yes.
And Jennifer, you're a 6th grader. And one day we may call you Madam President. This young lady wants to be the first female president of the United States. Where did that come from?
Well, I want to help people who don't have homes and that don't have any food. And I also want to make a change in the United States because I know lots of things are going on.
Yeah, so you've got a big heart and you've got big ideas and big plans. I like that kind of ambition. What do you do in your spare time, Jennifer?
I like to read. I like to play my violin. And I read all sorts of books.
Wow, reading will stand you in good stead no matter what you choose. You're a violinist. Farid, you're a violinist, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, how long have you played?
Well, I just started this year in the program.
Wow, well, it's a great instrument. And what else do you like to do in your spare time?
I like to study animals from the prehistoric era.
Yeah, because I know you'd like to be a paleontologist someday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I think that would be a great profession. How many times have you seen Jurassic Park? Remember that movie? With the dinosaurs, you know, and they find the fossils. If you've not seen it, you got to watch it. It's kind of scary. Don't watch it by yourself. Let's get back to our game. Woodridge 75, North Forestville 115. Lots of points to give away. Last correct answer came from the green team. So, Edwin, start us out.
Green things for 20.
Green things, 20 points. Teams, your question is as follows. Look at the monitor in the studio, if you would, for this question. And this is called roof algae. Those are the dark stains you see on the roof. The only reason that algae can grow there is because what direction of the compass is the best side where there is less sun and more moisture? What side of the house directionally, Woodridge?
South?
Not south, no, good try. What side of the house would have less sun and more moisture and thus be more conducive for algae to grow? North Forestville.
West.
North side. Just like the north side of a tree is where you find moss growing. No points, try again, green.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, the state of Maryland once banned people from gathering up boughs of this evergreen foliage that is used to deck the halls at Christmas time. North Forestville.
Holly.
Holly. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. I saw the light bulbs go off. Everybody knew that one. Go, Terrell.
May I have Zoo Parade for 10?
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, your question is as follows. Because it is so hard to breathe, if you have a disease called COPD, on television, they show one of these pachyderms sitting on a person's chest.
Elephant.
North Forestville.
Elephant.
An elephant, that's right. There's also elephant insurance. Elephants are getting a lot of FaceTime anymore on ads. Good answer, go.
May I have Science Potpourri for 20?
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams. The loudest team in the NFL now officially is the Seattle Seahawks because they were recorded at 136 of these. North Forestville.
Decibels.
Decibels, absolutely right. Thank you, Anaya. Boy, I don't know if I'd want to have been in that stadium there. That would be permanent hearing damage. All right, good answer. Go red.
May I have Zoo Parade for 20, please?
Zoo Parade for 20 points. Teams, extremity size in animals changes depending on where you find them. Like rabbits that live everywhere from the equator to the North Pole, what happens to their extremities as you get closer to the North Pole? What happens to them, Woodridge?
Their color becomes white. What?
I like your answer, but extremities is the key word here. North Forestville, what happens to the extremities in a rabbit the closer you get to the North Pole?
Colder?
No, they get smaller. Extremities are ears and noses and feet. It gets smaller because it gets colder, and you don't want to have big floppy ears because you're going to lose too much heat. That was a tough question. Nice try. Could we turn off the red light here, please, Mark? And then we'll go to the last correct answer came from the red team. Go, Terrell.
May I have green things for 5, please?
Green things for 5 points. Teams, although this leaf is often used to brew a caffeinated beverage, fortune tellers will read these kinds of leaves to see what's going to happen to you in the future. What kind of leaves, Woodridge?
What'd you say? Tea leaves. Tea leaves?
Tea leaves, that's right. Fareed knew it. Absolutely right. Good answer. Good assist. Go green.
Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, it couldn't have been baleen versions of this mammal that swallowed Pinocchio and Jonah. Woodridge?
Sorry. Whale?
Whale, that's right indeed. Because baleen whales filter feed. And, you know, to eat a person, you couldn't really filter that one through. Go green.
Zoo Parade for 25.
Zoo Parade for 25. Big one in that category. Teams, there's a picture that goes with this question, and it's a really strange question. This animal here, this is a civet cat. Scientists have found that if you want to capture a jaguar, you bait the trap with Calvin Klein cologne. Because the cologne is made from the scent glands of this civet cat. It contains what kind of M-initialed scent that we find in cologne. M-initialed, North Forestville for 25 points.
Musk.
Musk, exactly right. The musk from the civet cat. Good answer. Ladies, thank you. You really let Terrell know that you knew that one. Go red.
May I have body systems for 5, please?
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, if someone is super, super nice all the time, we say that he doesn't have a mean what in his body? Terrell?
Bone.
A mean bone. He doesn't have a mean bone in his body. You got that. Good. Red.
May I have Body systems for 20, please.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, what childhood disease caused by the herpes zoster virus can reappear later in life as the disease shingles? Woodridge.
Measles?
Not measles. Good try. What childhood disease caused by the herpes zoster virus can reappear later in life as shingles, Terrell?
Chickenpox.
Chickenpox. Good comeback. Nice try, Edwin. Go red.
May I have let's get physical for 5, please?
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, the actress Jennifer Lawrence must be combustible because her new movie Hunger Games is subtitled what? North Forestville.
Catching fire.
Catching fire. Absolutely right. Good. Thank you, Anaya. Go. Terrell.
May I have let's get physical for 20, please?
Get physical for 20 points. Team, scientists have discovered that a thin layer of tin, 1 atom thick, can cause 100% efficiency in conducting this kind of energy at temperatures found in a computer. What kind of energy can be conducted on that thin layer of tin? 100% efficiency. That's electricity. Electricity. Try again, red.
May I have science potpourri for 5, please?
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, although it is electricity and not blood that they suck, plugs that are plugged in and are not attached to anything else are known as what kind of plugs? What sucks blood? Vampires. Oh. Vampires. Plugs is what we call them. Try again, red.
May I have Dateline science for 20, please?
Dateline for 20 points. Teams, I know you're going to get this one. Recently, the oldest fossil of a big cat was found. It looks like a modern-day snow leopard. It was found by a team of what P-initial kinds of scientists? North Forestville.
Paleontologist. Paleontologist.
That's right, paleontologist. There are a lot of syllables in there for Reed. He knows that one. He just didn't jump on it fast enough. Good answer. Go, Red.
Dateline science for 25.
Dateline for 25 points. Recently, I'm sorry, who's wrong team? Okay, is it the red team that chooses? Red team, go.
May I have Dateline science for 5, please?
Dateline for 5 points. Teams, scientists are afraid they have heard the last croak from this frog that is named for the scientist that we associate with the theory of evolution. Woodridge.
Bullfrog?
No. What scientist who is associated with the theory of evolution is his name on this frog? Terrell, who is that scientist?
I want to say Einstein.
Good try. Darwin, Charles Darwin. It's Darwin's frog. Try again, red. All right, we have a lot of high-valued questions left. Which one?
Green things for 25, please.
Green things for 25 points. Teams on the television show Mythbusters, they recently busted the myth that during a hurricane, a piece of straw could be blown right through the trunk of this kind of tree that famously has no branches and no rings on the inside of it. What kind of tree would be in an area where there are hurricanes? Palm trees, no branches, no growing seasons, no rings. Go red. Try again.
May I have body systems for 25, please?
Body systems for 25 points. Multiple choice question, big words, simple answer. Sometimes, if there's a wound on a person and there's a lot of blood in a pool around it, doctors will use medicinal leeches and put them on that wound because leeches make antipyretics, antibodies, or anticoagulants. Which of those three would be helpful if you're trying to suck blood out of a wound, North Forestville?
Anticoagulants.
Anticoagulants, absolutely right. So the blood does not coagulate. Thank you, Anaya. 3 left. Go, Terrell, pick.
May I have science potpourri for 25, please?
Potpourri for 25 points. Teams, when there is a change in a gene, it is known by what M initial term that changes completely what the next generation will look like. When a gene changes, it does what? Edwin.
Metamorphosis?
Oh, that's a good try. I like that word. Not metamorphizes, not metamorphizes. What M initial term describes a change in a gene that then changes what happens in the next generation. Any idea? It's a mutation. A mutation. Try again, red.
May I have let's get physical for 25, please?
Get physical for 25. I know you know this one. The imaginary belt in the sky that the sun and the planets travels through is divided up into 12 sections named for 12 different constellations, and we know it by this term. North Forestville.
Asteroids.
Not asteroids, no. The 12 different sections in this imaginary belt named for 12 different constellations is known as the...
Orion's belt.
Orion's belt?
Not Orion, the Zodiac. The 7 signs of the Zodiac. All right, the buzzer has rung. We had some tough questions, but we've got some tough competitors. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Don't go away.
Hello? Hello? I've been on the street for a while. I saw your poster outside. I don't know what to do.
National Runaway Switchboard, how can I help? Call 1-800-RUNAWAY to make the connection.
And welcome back to Science Bowl. What a nice game we had here today. 6 outstanding young people. We are proud of each and every one of them. Our final tally is Woodridge 85, North Forestville 255. Congratulations to Anaya and Terrell and Jocelyn. I see some big smiles over there. Simone, I know you're very proud of this team. And Miss Lamont, so good to have you on Science Bowl. We're going on a couple decades here together. Woodridge, I want to see some smiles over here. We loved having you guys. Fareed and Edwin and Jennifer, you loved being here, and we loved having you. Kevin, congratulations to you on being part of this team. Miss Sabri, please come back again next year. And Miss Harris, the principal of Woodridge, joins us today. So nice to have you here, and I know you're proud of these young people. We're so happy you joined us. We'll see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. Bye-bye.